Shalom, dear friends from all over the world. I'm here on the banks of Tel Aviv. We're going to elevate this place. B'nai Lon Beisa, build us a house, it says in Bikoros 8b. The reason why the opponents abuse and humiliate Yireh Shamayim, God-fearing people, is because they received their Torah from the unrighteous Torah scholars who are called Jewish demons. Shedim Yehudayin, as it says in the Zohar number 3. For these Torah scholars who are called Jewish demons, receive the Torah they teach from actual demons that possess a fallen form of Torah, which derives from fallen olives. These olives, these letter aleph, from the letter aleph, are alluded to in the verse referring to King Solomon. He spoke 3,000 Sheloshes Alpayim proverbs, and he had 1,500 Chamisha Va'alafim songs. It says in Kings. For King Solomon had achieved them through the abundance of holiness, but the Jewish scholar demons received these olives by way of the forces of impurity. This is why they are constantly delivering marvelous discourses that are highly regarded by the general populace, and all their expositions are full of allegory, rhetoric, dazzling logic, but the people listening to such discourses do not receive any benefit from them, since the Torah teachings of these scholars do not have the power to lead people on the good path. To the contrary, as a result of such Torah teachings, people fall to the contrary, because of such teaching, people fall into great heresies, and they do not fulfill the verse, the God-fearing he will honor. It says in Psalms 15:4. Instead, these scholars actually abuse and humiliate those who are God-fearing. This is the source of all the opposition that the righteous suffer from their opponents. Therefore, a person must avoid hearing Torah teachings from scholars who are not righteous. The way to counter and to rectify this opposition is through the concept of worm, tolah, which corresponds to faith, emunah, as is written, those who were reared, emunim, on scarlet tolah, says in Eicha, Lamentations. This is the aspect of Avram, who is the personification of loving kindness and of faith, as expressed in the verse, I will not remove my kindness from him. I will not belly my faith. It says in Psalms, for through faith the right hand overcomes one's enemies, as in the verse, his right hand will save with mighty acts. It says in Psalms 27. And a person vanquishes the opponents and breaks and nullifies the idolatry, hearsays, and the humiliation that come from them through one's emunah. Okay. It is only possible. It's only possible to come to loving kindness and faith by hosting righteous visitors. Right? We're talking about Hachnasas Orchim. It's important to have guests at your home. Torah scholars who are tzaddikim as guests in one's home. For our sages of blessed memory commented on the verse, a holy man passes through and stays with us regularly, tamid. When a person hosts true scholars in his home, it is as if he offered the regular daily offerings, tamidim, says in Bechoros 10b. By attending Torah scholars in this way and by standing over them and ministering to them, a person merits loving kindness. Indeed, our sages of blessed memory said, by ministering to a Torah scholar, one merits loving kindness, as it says in Ksubos Through this kindness, he then merits to rectify the fallen olives. As in the verse, he preserved loving kindness for thousands, alafim. This explains why the tamid, the regular daily offering, was a keves, sheep, since through it, the olives are rectified, as indicated in the verse, I am like a domesticated lamb. Keses aluf, says in Yirmiyah. The keves also alludes to the idea of being subordinate, kavush, to one's Rav and to serve him. Thus we find that tamid has a numerical value of 4 times aleph. The letters of tamid have the same value of 444. The letters aleph have the value of 111. Since this sacrifice and the concept associated with it constitute the rectification of the fallen olives. So we spoke about the importance of hosting in Hachmasas Orchim and taking care of the righteous, the Torah scholars. And that builds up it rectifies a person's emunah, their faith in God, and the idea of loving kindness. So it's a tikkun for this. This is why it's very important. Many times see other scholars and you wonder why they're serving the other rabbi, because it's a rectification, it's a tikkun. It's not a light matter to go. If you see your rabbi, your Rav in shul, if you see your rabbi or your Rav in shul, it's not a small thing to go and do him a favor, even to pull his chair for him. Anything like this is a rectification of these aleph. It's a rectification of emunah, faith in God, and loving kindness. And it's as we learned, it's a rectification for these Torah lessons that we've heard that were not from a proper source. So this is the explanation of, but I am a worm. V'anochi solas v'lo ish cherpas adam uvezu am. This says in Tehillim 22:7. In other words, the rectification and remedy for this humiliation and abuse is a concept of Tola, together with nullifying oneself before God, since humility brings a person to faith. In this way, a person can overcome the opponent and eliminate the hearsay and the atheism that they spawn. And by hosting religious Torah scholars as guests in his home, a person attains loving kindness, which is a concept of Tola, on the side of holiness. Tola is associated with Olas Hatamid, the daily elevation offering. Thus, a person who embodies this concept of Tola merits to rectify and to elevate the good that is hidden within the Torah teachings of the Jewish scholar demon, and to discard the evil and submit. And so we see from here the importance of Hachmasas Orchim, but and doing any type of kindness to the Torah scholar. So it's very important. It's a great mitzvah to support the Torah scholar, someone you know who's serious about Torah, any rabbi, to a kollel, to yeshivas that are learning Torah. It's very important to lend a hand, and this is a big rectification for us, especially since most of us are not able to learn on such a madrega, such a high level as these scholars. So we are able to take a chelak, a portion of their study, through helping them. So it's a great thing. This is a big rectification. So shalom, shalom. We're elevating the holy beach here in Tel Aviv. No one's here. It's empty, but there's so many sparks of holiness from the Pintala Jew, the simple Jew that needs elevation. Hashem should bring the Kedusha, the Klal Yisrael, the Shechina, and help us all to come back and to find Him, to have peace of mind, tranquility, and love. Shalom, shalom from Tel Aviv, Israel.